Always do sound check to start out with, like always. Because of the checkity checks. I hope my phone actually goes all the way, because I've been on the phone a lot this afternoon, but that's okay. Blah, 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 blah. Blah, 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 blah. Blah, blah, blah. Hello everybody, and welcome back to the tavern. Things are very exciting today, as just earlier this week, the stories from Styx, which was done by good old Casper, what's the whole full name? Casper Fox, there we go, who actually has kind of seen a little bit of my stuff back with the whole epic craze, which is kind of exciting, has come out with his own concept of a musical. A lot of things being from like Hades and Persephone's. Wonder if I said that right. Wonder if I already started the trend. Probably already started the trend, but that's okay. With kind of a thing about a lot of the stories of the Styx and the underworld and stuff like that, which I've been pretty much following for a while just to kind of see. But when the actual first animatics, official animatics that Casper himself ended up commissioning people for, as well as the Spotify release happened, which again I think was only literally like a day or two ago from this recording, it's finally out. I'm super excited to get into this because, well, this is again very Greek mythology-esque, very epic inspired as well, and well, I've heard a lot of Casper's covers from a lot of the epic community and absolutely love his voice with a lot of things. Also Mortimus, I can't remember the other guy's name. I should. I watch their content all the time, but sometimes names, like everything else, escapes the bard. What a surprise, like everything else. But we're going to be listening to the part 1 that has just been released recently. I know he had a watch party, and this is the official video that Casper has released recently. Please make sure you support the original release of this. Listen to it on Spotify. Listen to other things from Casper on YouTube, because there's a lot of big names involved in this one as well, including quite a few of the singers from Epic. So it's kind of cool to see, you know, people I don't want to say reprising roles, but using their musical talent within other ways. Again, I'm super excited. I've heard snippets here and there of some things of this, but this is like my first official watching of this. So I'm excited. I'll probably do the concept, since this is more animatics. I'll probably potentially maybe stop and start quite a bit, especially since this is, you know, a recorded video. I don't know. I'm just excited to have another kind of really cool thing to react to. So yeah, like, subscribe, comment. Let us have discussions in the comments like we typically do. Since this is brand new, I'm sure people have already fully analyzed things. But I'll be going in from a fairly blind perspective, and we'll just see what we get. So I'm excited. I don't know too much about this. I just want to make sure that I'm in the right position before we actually fully get started with this, because I don't want to block a lot of the screen, but I want to make sure that I am fairly visible myself, kind of like what we've been doing with our other videos. But yeah, let's have some conversations after this is over, because I'm sure we'll have plenty to talk about and to digest over the next coming weeks, months. God knows when part 2 will be released, but at least we have, I think, 6 songs to react to and kind of see where it goes. So here we go with stories from Styx. I hope you guys are too. Let's do it.
Out of all the Greek gods, Hades may carry the burden of every soul to ever pass through the underworld.
I like that piano riff at the beginning.
Burden of misconception. Ironic, a god of this caliber thriving underneath our feet. Hades sees life for the first time when his father Cronus spits up the king of the underworld, along with Poseidon, Hera, Demeter, and Hestia. Led by Zeus, a revolution begins.
Clarity, infirmary, it's like I'm born again.
God, I love Casper's voice. Okay, I'm glad that on the upper right they're actually going to say who, like, you know, is each character and who's their voice. I knew Casper was going to be Hades, especially since we saw like all of the Hades things when Casper was reacting to a lot of epics, so that's cool. I already like I don't know who the muse was. Maybe I'll have to like double check through there in a minute. Did they say who the muse was? The voice? Oh yeah, there we go. Here is Kenya Denise. I'm sorry, I'm probably terribly mispronouncing names. I do that all the time, but I'm already excited. I'm already kind of hooked into this. That slow piano kind of riff at the beginning gives that kind of mood or atmosphere. I mean, very prelude-like for a lot of musicals and stuff like that, so it's a good start. All right. I'm already just hooked. I guess that's going to be our main 6 people we're going to be following, who they kind of put over here. And, you know, I like that the animatics always try to make them look very similar to their actual actors or the actual voice people for this, so it's exciting. All right, anyway, I'm gonna stop talking and actually listen now, because that piano is so like dark and menacing at the beginning, and it's cool. All right, continuing.
And Hestia, led by Zeus, a revolution begins.
Also, Tainamachi, I don't know. I'm sure I'll hear it at some point. There's the song 1.
We must stand united.
Holy cow, that voice.
Take for granted.
Ooh.
The titans are the sorrow we must read.
Oh, that's a nice way to start. Hearing kind of all the main voices.
The laws to claim. Don't live in the past. Don't be the same. We've put our first remark. It's time to leave.
All right, so I immediately enjoy kind of the interpretation of Zeus's voice within here. I think done by Peter. My Les Mis thing popped up there. Whoopsies. I think that's who they said it was. Yeah, Peter Barber. It seems like a little bit, again, I don't know if this is just going to be me already pushing through things, but I wonder if each of them are going to have some type of, because it almost sounded like that the voices had some type of filter on it to make it sound a little bit more overworldly, or I don't know. I'm curious about how this will be, but like automatically you kind of saw like the ooh moment come up when I heard Zeus's voice again. Like, very nice deep bass voices. We like those. Not as operatic, but it's totally fine, because this is going to be another take on everything, and I like it.
The titans are the sorrow we must read.
I like that we have this piano riff. I like the piano riff that I'm hearing that's kind of being used as the chord progression for the singers as well. This da 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 da, which is just being done by these lovely chord progression that we hear on there. It's a nice kind of way to do a prelude. So far I like it.
Destinies to laws to claim. Don't live in the past. Don't be the same. We've put our first.
I hear some type of string thing in the background. I like it.
Moonlight, we are thrown into a fight. What's the point of fighting if we face each
Nice. Okay. We're gonna get introduced to all the characters. Ooh. That bass, that da 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 da. It honestly sounds a little bit to me like Clocks from Coldplay. Da 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 da. But that's kind of a nice driving with that bass pulse in here. I mean, if this is supposed to be like the initial war that was happening, it kind of makes sense that you have this kind of like more fast-paced war-ish style coming forward from here with Zeus leading the charge. So it's cool. It's cool. I like it.
moonlight, we are thrown into a fight. What's the point of fighting if we face each other?
The octaves is a nice touch.
I'm sorry that your birth is bathed in blood, but I will drown these brutes with a flood. Exclaim and reclaim the Cyclops grants us strength. We must not comply. We will be known, gods on the throne, brothers and sisters now.
I like the techno beat of this. It's a nice situation. Ooh, Neil is doing stuff with this too? Damn! Hell yeah! I like the techno 8-bit-ish style. So again, these are kind of fighting the Titans or something like that. I'm not too familiar with Stories of the Styx, but like, you just have this lovely kind of 8-bit style combat thing showing each of the gods' powers with the illustrations. That's cool. That's a great start to it.
So blinded by the moon, we forget about the stars. Were we in a prison before he set the bars? Who would rule over the skies?
Ooh, those chords.
Over the land below, and who would be the one to tell us what to do and where to go?
So what I love about like this, because now I kind of understand why the name of the song is what it is, because if this is the war against the Titans, at least from what Greek mythology goes from. I could be very wrong on this. I'm always very wrong about a lot of things, and I always appreciate those who give me the correct lore and things from there, so thank you, friends. But the singers are replicating the piano progression that was introduced at the beginning, and it just ends up blending together, because sometimes when you have like voices do that same progression that an instrumentalist or like piano, strings, whatever it might be, introduce it later on from here and kind of push it back to this original kind of theme. It gives you a kind of a sense of forward progression, a little bit of like sadder sense from there, and it's chilling. It's chilling. I liked it because immediately it made the hairs on the back of my neck like stand up from there, and I absolutely love when you have that kind of trickery with chord progressions, and it's beautiful. It's a good way to do it. With a key change too, mind you.
Before he set the bars,
it is a key change.
Over the skies, over the seas, over the land below, and who would be the one to tell us what to do and where to
Art's beautiful too, like holy cow.
The divine birthright obligated them to split the cosmos amongst themselves. The three sons of Cronus would have their territory decided by the fates.
The burden of leadership, I will gladly accept it.
The strength of the oceans, I will gladly accept it.
The might of the underworld, I will gladly accept it.
Beautiful.
The times of the Titans are over, and a new era begins with the Olympians.
God, it's just like so disco techno. I love it. And it's such like a nice build-up progression. Gods coming to power after the war with the Titans. It's so cool. Ooh, okay. Okay, that was a cool way to kind of prelude all of this. Like, obviously, the first song was clearly about like the war of the Titans. And now each of the gods having their own seat of power from over there, but just taking that da 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 da. I'm gonna call it the clocks theme because that's what my brain kind of takes inspiration from. Da 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 da, and then just playing around with that melody, with having people kind of do their lovely little cadences with their voices in there, and then just bringing all of the gods' voices together to replicate that style of piano is a cool way to start this off, because it's a very good way to introduce who our main characters are going to be for at least the first part of this, and it's an awesome prelude. I like it. All right, I guess we're going to move on to song number 2. Maybe.
Gazing upon his new domain, the king of the underworld could not help but feel ambivalence. Every soul, that includes you and I, will someday rest within his domain.
Castles of gold, the story has been told.
God, Casper has such a beautiful voice. It's so haunting.
I fear it's getting old. Open up, be bold. I have no next of kin. And I was meant to
Oh, Mercy's been doing art too? Hell yeah. I'm recognizing a lot of these names from epic animatic artists.
And I should have made
Shadies. Oh, Shadies. I like it. Song number 2, my friends. Though, from what I've noticed from these first 2 songs, we seem to be using a very similar progression, because if we go back to, like, the beginning piano here,
Of misconception.
it's that same progression. Ba-ba-bum. It's just this one's more chordal, I guess, and they don't have as many like held overtones and things like that. So at least to start out with. But if we're gonna build these 6 songs off of this progression, then that's gonna be fascinating to see how we can alter it to give more of a forward moving notion with most of the songs. That's a cool way to do it. Plus the organ in the back, hell yeah. Love organ. Love it. It brings so many things forward. God, the orchestration's so beautiful. Like, the orchestration gives such, like, a more saddish tonal thing. I mean, if Hades is looking around through his realm for the very first time after getting it from the Titans, from Kronos at this point, it kind of makes sense that everything probably seems like so empty right now since he's alone down here. He's got to probably eventually build up his forces from Styx and everything. But I don't know. This is just kind of a, like, it's a somber thing. It's like, look at this photograph. I don't know why that popped in my head. Every time I do it, it makes me laugh. Why did that come into my head from there? Because I guess that piano progression is kind of very similar to that kind of style of music from there. This very... Am I going to use emo? It feels very emo to me, but you know, that's cool. That's cool because it gives that kind of thought philosophy phase to it that we really want. So I'm on board for emo.
The seas run out of foam, 'cause no one wants to go to take that extra step.
God. Oh. It's so somber. And then we get the EDM beat drop. No, not EDM, but typical like rock. I love the rock ballads. Rock ballads are kind of a big thing for me. Like, just the build-up for everything like this, too. I'm sorry I keep pausing. It's just, like, my brain, and I know I've had this discussion before when we've gone with other medias, such as, you know, any of the other things you see me react to. I love listening to voices. I always do look a lot at the lyrics that go through there, but I more always first pick up on progressions, instrumentals, things like that, and just the build up in this song is it's a very, very great idea and concept of how we normally climax within music. It starts out with just the simple piano progression that was kind of introduced back in song 1 at the prelude and pushing forward, but we start to add more things to it. As soon as you get the percussion, the rock beat pop into there, you get these strings that are starting to replicate the same style. It's all very long, luscious things, so that way the main focus is on the vocalist there. And I don't know why Nickelback comes to my head with thinking about this, but this is kind of this typical style of going forward that, which is a awesome thing. Like, it's a style that has worked in soft rock and hard rock for ages. So the fact that we're bringing it into more of a Greek mythology-esque thing is super cool, and I am on board with it. Every time I hear the lush chords build, it gives this kind of sense of wanting, of sorrow, and I'm sure that's what we're going with Shades. Like, exploring a very, very new place that is, you know, underground, the underworld, always more deep, mysterious. And I think that the choice of instruments here and the choice of the building up of the climax is such a good job of replicating that style. This is cool. I like it. Plus the art's beautiful too. The piano was such a beautiful choice for something like this too. My gosh, it's so eerie. Man, I stopped it so close to the end of the song. I didn't mean to, but like it's a very great choice, and the visuals are beautiful, and it gives you really an inside perspective on maybe Hades at the point. In the underworld now.
With a clear mind, Hades establishes the realm of the underworld. The three judges, sons of Zeus, would
hold on a minute. We have the don 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 do 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 don sh don sh. We're going into good old dirty bass lines from there. Do 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 do. If we're going into Motown style music, I'm gonna be thrilled by that. If we're going into like old blues funk just from there, like the brass hit at the beginning surprised me a little bit with Into the Underworld now, but if we have this whole dirty traditional blues Motown bass line, I love this style of music. That's one of my favorites. Just wasn't expecting it immediately.
With a clear mind, Hades establishes the realm of the underworld. The three judges, sons of Zeus, would determine who goes where. This is a complicated system to explain, so I'll let these four gentlemen show you instead.
Explain the process,
take
okay?
It away.
Yeah.
Assemble the judges, half of six, then let the souls run through the river Styx.
Oh, I love this blues style.
They say Hades, how we're in the underworld now.
Oh, Hades.
We're in the underworld now.
Hell yeah.
Sisters, they spin their thread. Finite time, I promise.
I like that we have the three judges. That's so cool.
Let me get you square. I judge you based on how the hell you have behaved up there. You're in the underworld now.
Oh, I love this because it's the it's such simplicity in terms of its progressions, but that makes it so you can really focus a lot on more of the storytelling there. And just the fact that these raspier voices, which normally go with Motown blues, especially in the early era of jazz, having this whole here's my best hit, like, okay. If you want a very good comparison, immediately I started thinking of Little Shop of Horrors with Audrey's to Feed Me. Feed me Seymour. Feed me all night long. It's just that stereotypical like jazz progression, but it does such a good job. And if you feed me Seymour, I'll make all those. I can't remember the words fully from it, but you kind of have that kind of like jazzy style from there, and it's, ooh, it gives me chills. This is the type of genre of music that I gravitate towards the most, so I've already picked a favorite out of this. Whoopsies. Anyway, let's continue now. I just like the voices, the progression, everything from there just immediately screamed Little Shop of Horrors to me, and I love it. I love it so much.
We're in the underworld now. Sisters, they spin their thread. Finite time, I promise that you will be dead. The ruling is fair. Let me get you square.
Plus the piano riffs in there.
Behaved up there. You're in the underworld now. You're in the underworld now.
Oh, wait a minute, Tegan. I knew Tegan was in here, but she's the fucking Fates? Fuck yeah. Okay, I can simp again. Sorry, I'm good. I'm good. I'm good. Sorry. I was just not suspecting that. I knew she was in this, but I didn't quite know what yet.
Let me get hit you square, I judge you based on how the hell you have
Behaved up there.
You're in the underworld now.
You're in the underworld now. Call and response. Yeah, I love it.
You're in the underworld now. You're in the underworld now. You're in the underworld now.
I love it. Very good choice of voices for this. Oh, yes, and then we have the brass hits in there. Da da do do da 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 da. All we need now is a brrr with them like dropping, and then we have a oh. All right, I have my new favorite song. At least for right now. I can have this on repeat because this is just I'm a professionally jazz singer and Broadway, well, more musical, classical music singer from this. So whenever I hear anything that's more jazz or operatic like, that's what it ends up really kind of getting down to my soul and feeling it. I mean, the genre, blues, soul, things like that go hand in hand with it, but it's, whoo, I got chills from that. That was fun. Yeah. Yeah. Love it. It's so good. And we have the doot-doos. It is Motown too.
Decision when the court is adjourned.
Haha, it's so dirty jazz and I love it.
You're in the underworld now.
Oh my god, the voice effects on this, especially with Minos, I don't know, I'm probably saying it wrong, but like put a filter on a low bass voice and start making it sound like Here's another thing. A lot of this song, especially with the voice filters, give it that old-timey radio feel too, which, you know, it might be from a particular character aspect and has been Hotel as well. We know that the lovely broadcaster god, our broadcaster demon that everyone always simps for because of the voice, but it gives that kind of like style and I love it. It's just it's perfect from there, and it makes my ears just squee with happiness.
I'll make the last decision when the
court is adjourned.
We're in the underworld now.
I'm in the underworld now. I love it. Oh. Oh, that was wow. Okay, that was my favorite so far out of this one, and it's just because of that style. I'm liking that each of these seems to have a various like genre that kind of goes along with it, and they really stick with it and kind of use normal ways to kind of push that forward. But we're still kind of hearing that like the first two was kind of like a typical. Well, no, first one's typical Broadway opening with introducing. Second one is your normal ballad or recitative. If you're thinking of opera terms from there, I think that was correct from there, moving the story forward. And then you have your soulful Motown jazz. So I wonder if each of these are going to be a different genre, which is cool. All right, song 4. This is really awesome. What's song 4?
Up above, under blue skies, a beautiful goddess tends to the flowers in her mother's garden. This chapter of the stories is the most discussed one when it comes to Hades. Was she a flower that just got
Crossroads.
picked?
Okay.
You tell me.
Figure we were talking about Persephone.
Blossom when I appeared, as the seasons change like winds when I'm alone.
I like that we have a ballad going on with this one. Beautiful art again.
Innocence is guarded, yet my dad has me discarded. That's why a mother's love's my sword, and she
Ooh, like real. Okay. I knew I recognized that voice immediately. Oh my god, we have the rock ballad again. And I get to see Tegan, like, here. Sorry, I'm good. I just recognized the voice immediately from there. I'm like, is that who I think it is? And it 1000% is. We have another rock ballad. It's, again, the build-up thing. And it would make sense if a lot of Hades and Persephone's stories, especially, you know, within them really end up intersecting with each other. So I think a very interesting love story in the process from there. If this is really focused on these two right now, and at least maybe the first part is about them meeting or something, I don't know. But going from this, it just it makes sense that both Hades and Persephone would have rock ballad themes from here, and well, Tegan's voice is perfect for things like that, but that's just me. So anyways, I'm going to continue on and stop my simping for now, but we'll continue. I love her voice. I follow her too many of her things now since I heard her in Epic, and it's just like, okay, anyway.
Change like winds when I'm alone. My innocence is guarded, yet my dad has me discovered.
Of course, you know, unlike Hades, this rock ballad, sorry, I just got other things as I was listening. Unlike Hades' ballad, Persephone's ballad seems to be more arpeggiated, especially within what sounds like, I think it must be a harp part playing in the background from there. But if, again, kind of shows the differentiation of the personalities from there too. You got one who is struck in the underworld having these low, distant like tones and stuff. And they have someone who is not in the underworld above, and I think an eventual love interest. If again, I'm trying to remember these stories super well enough, I could be very wrong, but having more ballad like you're in the skies as compared to deep underground. So it's nice. It's a nice contrast with how they're introducing the chord progression.
That's why a mother's love's my sword and shield. Why am I frozen in place?
God, I love her voice so much. God, I'm so giddy right now. My God, that what is that organ line in the background? We're just adding and building more. Oh, that's fun. I love that organ in the background. It's not what I expected at all, but that's a nice way to build up more timbre, more texture into this, to build it up, especially with Tegan going in the kind of above things. This is so typical emo style music, and I love it. You know, like grunge style. Or that's rock guitar, not organ, but still. There might be a hint of organ in the background. And Gwendy's done this stuff too, hell yeah. God, Tegan's vocal control is amazing.
I feel like I'm trapped. I feel like I'm frozen. I feel like I'll never be the chosen. I'll never be the one to take a stand.
It's so good. And question mark. Even though that second voice totally sounds like Casper to me. Oh, the harmonies are phenomenal. And actually the harmonies, especially, again, I hate kind of making this impersonation with grunge music, but that's a lot of what the timbre and the texture are reminding me of. You always have a lead singer plus another backup one who are always in these very specific harmonies to kind of push this. And this is about crossroads, like I want to make something in my life. I don't want to be stuck here. Why do I feel stuck? Oh God, it makes sense for what the message of is in most pieces that at least have to do with the grunge style and stuff, like Stuck in the Crossroads. It's like my brain shifts to groups like Linkin Park, Nickelback, Grateful Dead, things like that. Well, maybe not as much Grateful Dead, more Linkin Park-esque style, like when I'm hearing this, and it's just, again, the instrumentation and stuff like that. Because, I mean, we're so close to having Persephone Persephone in a very, like almost screaming type style. It's not quite there yet, which is why we're not going into full grunge mode here, but it's such a chilling atmosphere from that, and I kind of love it, especially with the vocal harmonies in there. Like, ba-da-da-da. It might be fourths or fifths there, but when you do those, like, parallel fifths, which is totally not supposed to be done within music theory, but it still gives that kind of style that you're looking for with kind of the more heavy electronic instruments in there. It's super clever. I like it. Especially with the build-up here. Especially with the build-up. God, the harmonies. Oh, I can't. Oh. Ah! I'm good, I promise. Sorry. Yeah, I knew the other one was Hades. It had to have been. Oh, hell yeah. Woo! Ooh, that vocal range there. Holy cow, that build-up. Oh, I want to listen to that again. That was so good. That was so good. God, to have a singer that has that much vocal control is just phenomenal. That build-up is so good. And that was even a key change there, too, to bring us into this. Okay. Oh. Yeah! Oh, that's beautiful. God, the guitar solo. Oh. Again, grunge style music. I love it. Alt rock grunge. It's beautiful. Oh, that gave me shivers. Shivers, shivers. That was good. That was good. God, I'm getting really into this now. All right, song 5. Oh, this is going to be our love ballad now, isn't it? It's totally going to be.
Maiden, bring me.
Oh, this is very beautiful art.
That my underworld cannot fathom. Be my dream and drowning souls. Have you changed the rules? And now you're mine.
Oh. This is a feel-good love song. I love this already.
I ask of you, be true. Will you reflect me and who I am inside this fiery shell of chaos, bound by rivers and surfaces painted?
You know, it seems like whenever we're in the underworld, or maybe this is just me kind of like grasping at things, but it seems like we have the same style of da 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 da. I'm gonna call it the clock's progression because it keeps bringing me back to Coldplay every time I hear it. But it almost feels like that if we're in the underworlds, we're going to get that kind of arpeggiated rhythm in there to kind of represent that this is kind of the cold, darker thing. But because, you know, Hades is with his love Persephone right now, it's more done in a lighter, more major tone as compared to the minor that we had back with like the rock ballad we had for song 2. So it's a nice kind of play on using that same motif and kind of pushing it forward to be more lighthearted, more soft now that love is involved with it. It's your hey there Delilah concept from there. Bittersweet, but beautiful at the same time from there. Because, oh, it's what you do for me. You get the point. It's beautiful. I like it.
Be true. Will you reflect me and who I am?
Just makes me want to sway and slow dance with somebody. It's a beautiful slow dance ballad. Okay, Persephone, sorry. I've been saying it wrong. My bad. Oh. God. And now we just get to it. You know what? The whole opposite colors here with like, you know, under the underworld flowers and then the above ground flowers, which represent Hades and Persephone, is it's a cool, it's a very cool way to kind of bring and converge both worlds together. And I kind of like that visual art style of it, but it's just, oh my gosh, it's so amazing what you could do with piano as the foundation and pushing forward from there, because a lot of this is based off of piano riffs, like just using the piano as your foundation and then building other instrumentation off of it gives us such a different feel of how most of these have been. But these like piano ballads, these piano arpeggios, this da 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 da, you know, like almost swirling in and out of love, swirling our emotions. It's such a cool way to end up. This is why a lot of love songs use arpeggios, because that piano thing there gives you this kind of feeling of longingness, of you know, the most purest of emotions being love for everything. Just hearing that and hearing how Casper's voice is just so like soothing here, it really does. It's a tearjerker from there. It is. It's a love song, and who doesn't like a nice love song? It's perfect for something like this.
So will you be my Persephone? My Persephone.
Oh my gosh, it's beautiful. Oh.
Ooh, King of Night, please don't forget. Styx can offer you reflection. Shadows still have arms to hold. Death is plenty to grow old. With starry-eyed as you may feel, I'll be your queen, not some ideal. For beauty shackled me above. Down here I'd like to build a love.
See, these type of songs are very easy just to close your eyes, sway along with it, and just reflect on what you were hearing from there. And that's what a traditional love song is really supposed to do. And it's hard for me sometimes to talk and react in the middle of it with it, because you get lost into the vocals, you get lost into the story from here. And it's bringing two people from very opposite worlds together is such a, it hits you in the feels. It hits you in the feels. Like, I have such a derpy smile on my face, which I know most of you can see through the model anyway, because as soon as you see my cheeks start to blush a little bit more, that's just me with the stupidest, grinniest like smile I can. But it's beautiful. And the art does such a good job of like representing both of these characters. So between that and the music, like these artists have done such a good job of helping to enhance the lyrics, the progressions, just the orchestration in general. It's made me feel good on this kind of rainy, cold day. So I'm glad I get to experience this and have you guys hear my inner thoughts about everything as we go forward. Oh, it's so pretty.
Shackled me above. Down here I'd like to build a love. Do you truly see me? Will you uplift me?
Oh, the build up again.
I too have storms inside this chaos bound by rivers and surfaces painted with sins of the past. Only you and I can truly make it last.
This is so beautiful.
Just keep me free, and I will be Persephone.
GG2. Aw.
Court it turned Persephone.
Oh. Oh, I'm getting chills from this. Oh. With the flowers blooming everywhere in the underworld. That's the flowers of love.
Will you be mine?
They sound so good together. Oh my gosh.
Persephone.
Oh. 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 Who's cutting onions in here? Who's cutting onions in here? Stop it. Stop it. I love a good love song. Oh my gosh. And they did it so well as like compared to how most of the love songs that we hear nowadays. There's so much you could do with just so few instrumentation from there, but like just a luscious piano thing is so much to end up. Oh my gosh, my bardly heart. I love a love song. Like a good old love song is enough to get me throughout the day. Oh, and just the visualizations of the flowers starting to grow in Underworld with them is just it gives chills. I mean, I know they have a very tragic story together, but like this is a perfect way to set it up to be like two very lonely kindred spirits from, you know, the exact opposite sides of the world and everything, being able to push together to try to better themselves and just would love together. Yeah, love. L is for the way you look at me. Okay, I'm done. I can't help it. It's just I love love songs, and this was done so beautifully well with just the piano riffs and everything. Oh, and both Tegan and Casper have such a very, very broad range, and with putting their voices together with the harmonies just ends up pulling at the heartstrings even more. So this is very well done. Yeah. All right. I guess we're at the last song already. Song 6, whatever that's going to be. Oh my gosh. I've enjoyed this. This has been nice. I've really enjoyed these. All right. Song 6.
There are always more sides to the story. Not everyone considers the story of Hades and Persephone a happy ending.
A child that loses their parent is an orphan.
You have that low bass. Oof. I think you're already starting to tell what kind of song this is going to be. Ugh.
You may have gained a husband, but I am left here in the shadow. There is no name for a mother losing a child. but there is a name for a god who keeps running wild.
Oh, that is such a creepy effect. Oh man. Oh my gosh. So I don't know if we were all wearing headphones, but there's whispering that starts to go on during this that you can hear going from left to right. Let me see if I can back that up a little bit. If you're a headphone user, like, listen closely.
We have gained a husband,
Oh, it's creepy.
but I am left here in the shadow.
I think it's about to happen, so listen closely, guys.
There is no name for a mother losing a child, but there is a name for a
Right there.
God who keeps running wild.
Oh, that's another, like, creepy thing there. And they just have that dot 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 dot, like, and with the bass having these drone notes, this like feeling of dread and anxiousness just kind of starts seeping over there. And with having this like very loosely voice of just going on there is like, it makes your heart start thumping for a very different reason as compared to the love thing you just heard. And oh my gosh, it's creepy. This is stuff that you would hear out of a horror movie film more than anything else. So this is the exact opposite of what we just listened to, and it is a cool effect. There is no name. Oh boy. Oh, of course it's Demeter. That makes sense. God, the whispering is so creepy. The whispering is so creepy. It's like the inner voices of Demeter or something there. Oh my gosh. Oh, it's so creepy. It's almost like you're on a merry-go-round.
He defiled her. He stole her. He gave her no choice.
Oh God.
How are you all okay with this? I beg you, please hear my voice.
This is like
I will not be
so this is like insanity right over here. Like someone who is just grieving over the loss of essentially having to give her daughter to Hades, because of the stories that go along with this, and just having this, like, I call it the merry-go-round effect. Dot 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 dot. It almost sounds like you're in kind of a spinning room type thing. And it's just, it gets creepier as it kind of goes on. It's almost like Demeter's crying out in pain, going more crazy as she's just thinking about about losing her daughter to everything that's going on here. So really, between the voices, especially the voices whispering like through headphone users, it gets a lot. Like, wow, it's creepy. It's such a cool way to like end a first part to this. The merry-go-round effect.
He defiled her. He stole her. He gave her no choice. How are
Everything's
you
always going up and down with the progressions.
I beg you, please hear my voice. I will not be convinced. I will not stand here flinched. The fates scream for vengeance, but I barely pitched. There is no name for a mother losing.
God, the pure dread. Oh. It's so powerful. God, Demeter's voice is phenomenal too. Oh God, this is a combination of so many things. She is going crazy. Oh.
Crops are dying, goddess of harvest, hear them cry.
This is a whirlwind. This is a whirlwind. Holy cow.
When my daughter.
Like, there's so much going on here. Like, putting back the verses of Crossroads plus the second song, and then just kind of bringing them together while Demeter's trying to essentially get Persephone or back from here, and like it is literally driving her insane. And you could tell just from the merry-go-round effect. You have all these instruments going up and down constantly. Even with the voice, it's constantly kind of going into this like spiraling. It is spiraling until you even have Zeus involved in this eventually, which we have again the whole kind of more mechanical style that Zeus seems to be as the leader of all of this. And it's just, oh my gosh, it is a whirlwind. Holy cow. This is such a cool thing here though, to bring everything like back together.
Eternal winter, crops are dying. Goddess of harvest, hear them cry.
Let them rot, God of thunder. If I'm not mistaken, that's what you told me when my daughter was taken.
Damn.
The king and the queen of Hades below knew what it meant when Zeus here was to throw. For Core knew deep down she missed her mom, but also loved the girl she'd become. A deal was made for them to share. A deal was made for those who care.
Oh.
For part of the year she would shred in the sun, but the rest of rotations would take place in underworldly conditions.
Unworldly conditions, that's so good.
Yet there is no name
God damn.
for a mother
This is,
losing
oh,
her child.
chills.
But there is a name for a brother in denial, for that bastard and cheater. He had all to gain. My Persephone was the one who was slain.
Damn. Oh. Oh my god. That was a hell of a way to end part one out of this. And I'm so glad that I'm actually here to see this from the beginning and everything. So holy cow. Holy cow. Demeter's amazing. I don't really know. I need to double check who Demeter's voice is, but like, holy cow. Just that last song with just having so many of this da 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 da, the feeling of dread, and then Demeter's voice just flying over. It was so powerful. This has me pretty much hooked now. I like this. I like this a lot. I wasn't sure at first. The first song didn't sell it to me, but then after we got past that, the rest of them just started getting stronger and stronger and stronger. And this, like, the climax of this part was just, oh, like the whole story with Hades and Penelope. Wow. Persephone, why did I say Penelope? That is kind of fascinating within like Greek mythology and everything, especially going with the deal of being able to spend most of the time sometimes up in the world, but mainly you're Hades' wife now. You got to stay down there, and Demeter's ways of trying to get her back. I wonder if this is part of what it's going to, at least part of what this is going to focus on, is just all the stories that kind of realm around there. I'm excited for this. This was a great experience, and like, wow, I'm genuinely excited for the next part to eventually come out. So please support Casper, support all of the artists who worked on all these amazing animatics. The descriptions of the original video, the official video, and everything are down below. So please make sure to support the original artists. Listen to this on Spotify. Let's make this one blow up too, because this is going to be a special one too. I can already tell. Anyways, guys, thank you as always for listening to me blabble on for God knows how long for this one. So I hope you appreciated listening to some new music with me. Let me know what you think in the comments below. If there's anything else you want me to react to, whether it's other animatics that'll probably be eventually created for this or other music, please leave it in there and let's have some lovely discussions. I appreciate you all, and I'm ready for another crazy musical journey. Until next time, my friends, I'll see you later. Bye!